With us now to help break down the legalese and what this all means for your next concert is trial attorney and legal analyst Misty Marris and David Lane, who is the CEO of Sports Illustrated Tickets. Great to have both of you with us. Misty, Ticketmaster is the biggest ticket sales company in the world. This is a big deal.
Oh, absolutely. This is a huge deal. Ticketmaster, not only biggest ticket company in the world, also has control over a lot of different venues, 250 in fact, and 100 of those are the largest amphitheaters where you see the biggest stars perform. And that's the subject of this lawsuit, that Ticketmaster has what's called a flywheel business model, where they basically take all of the lines of business in their company, and using those, they go into these long-term contracts with ticket venues, with artists, that essentially make it impossible for any other competition to come into the fray. And so that's what we're looking at with this lawsuit. And the result could possibly be Ticketmaster breaking up as a company.
David, what would that mean for companies like yours? You are one of the smaller competitors, aren't you?
We are. Good to be here, Elizabeth. So for your viewers that aren't familiar with Sports Illustrated Tickets, you know the 70-year-old iconic Sports Illustrated and who we really have been over the past several decades. We brought a live event business into the market. We compete against Ticketmaster, StubHub, Vivid as a global secondary market, $2.5 billion of inventory, concerts, sports.
So how hard is it to compete against Ticketmaster when it's that big, controlling 70% of the market?
Well, I think, look, the consumer is looking for transparency. And I think at the end of the day, consumers make their own choices. Nobody pays more for something than they're actually able and willing to do so. So we have launched with zero transaction fees, transparent pricing, really representing of who we've been for the past 70 years. But it's up to the consumer. The consumer has lots of choices, as they do in all consumer services. And I think for Ticketmaster and what the DOJ is bringing in their lawsuit today, they're trying to affect the impact of what fees, transparency, and what they're showing as leverage against artists and venues to use Ticketmaster and Live Nation on a go-forward basis.
Misty, the DOJ's lawsuit cites something called the Ticketmaster tax when they're talking about all the fees that they lump on. What are we talking about here?
So with respect to all of those fees, essentially what the lawsuit is saying is that if Ticketmaster has a venue that they control, they force the artists to use their marketing, and that's how they get complete control of all of the biggest acts in the world. Those fees, they say in the lawsuit, are related to the fact that Ticketmaster does not have to do anything to improve customer service, to improve technology, because they essentially have a lockhold on the market. So because of that, all of those fees can be tacked on with relatively no recourse from the consumer.
And the government, Misty, approved this merger between Ticketmaster and Live Nation back in 2010 with the condition that the giant company not try to retaliate or punish smaller competitors like David's. Today's lawsuit says that Live Nation has violated that. How?
Right. Well, and that's really the long road that we've come to that resulted in today's lawsuit. So back in 2010, the merger was approved. 2019, another lawsuit against Ticketmaster Live Nation was filed by the DOJ. That resulted in what's called a consent decree, Elizabeth, and it attacks this very issue, retaliatory conduct against other companies that would refuse to use Ticketmaster's services in their business lines. That consent decree was in effect till 2025. That's essentially what is this? It's like a settlement. And it says that Ticketmaster has to abide by everything in that decree in order to continue their business. Well, 2022, Taylor Swift, what can't she do? She triggers this inquiry into Ticketmaster relating to her ticket sales, which is a further investigation that revealed that these practices are still happening. So there's actually quite a long track record from the Department of Justice that they've been involved with Ticketmaster's practices, all culminating into this lawsuit.
Yeah, we all remember the debacle with Ticketmaster and Taylor Swift. The Ticketmaster site crashed. Tens of thousands of fans were unable to buy tickets. 300 fans are now suing Ticketmaster for fraud. Taylor Swift was furious. Her management company, David, said that it was forced to rely on Ticketmaster because Live Nation owned all the concert venues. news. Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.